Frank Sepe from Muscle and Fitness, answering your favorite DM questions. I am here with my sleeveless partner, celebrity super trainer, Don Saladino.
Sounds nice.
At the barn, Saladino. So the holidays are coming up, Don, and this is where a lot of people fail.
Right.
You know, they have a program, they have their diet, they have their training, but they get too busy. You know, they have a lot of excuses. I'm buying presents, I'm doing this. How does somebody stay on track? What kind of motivational tools, what can they do to help them stay on track?
Right. Now, we're not speaking to the general fitness competitor, because if you're a competitor, this is your job and you better show some discipline and you got to push through it. There's been times you being on over 500 covers. I'll never forget the first Muscle and Fitness cover I ever shot. I had my shoot on January 10th, which means
it's rough.
all through Christmas, I'm sitting there eating Tupperwares of chicken and rice and sweet potato and broccoli. My family's eating pasta. I actually felt great come Jan 1. I was never, normally most people are feeling like garbage, but I felt fantastic. So this is for the non-competitor. This is a non-competitor question.
But it's also for the competitor who
might be
not
off
be
season.
competing, but
Right.
he might be like, hey, I'm not competing, so I'm going to let up a little. I'm going to take my foot off the gas. But it doesn't necessarily have to happen just because it's the holidays.
First off, you got to ask yourself what's going to make you happy. And I think a lot of people don't do this. And what I mean by that is if there's a holiday party that you're really looking forward to and you want to go and you want to indulge a little bit, I think you should. Now, if you're going to wake up the next day and you're going to be bummed out about it because you've been inconsistent with your diet and your training days before, weeks before, then in my eyes, you probably didn't deserve to go and do that. So I think there's two New Years for me throughout the year when I would normally set up programming. One would be like your typical Jan 1, whatever that Monday is, right? That's like the start of the New Year plan. And the second one is right around this time, post Labor Day, because you're coming off the summer. Everyone lets their hair down a little bit in August.
Especially
The East Coast, beach, a couple beers here and there. And then I think from post Labor Day to Thanksgiving, you have a good opportunity now when the kids get back to school, work starts picking up, you can really put your head down. And I suggest everyone who's watching this now to turn around and say, listen, I've got some time from now till Thanksgiving before these holiday parties start picking up that I can really be strict. And then come around the holidays, if you got a party here or a party there, let your hair down. There's some non-negotiables though. Hydration, that never changes. Like your hydration has to stay high. Protein needs to stay high. I do believe we need to get a sufficient amount of micronutrients from vegetables and fruits in, because that's what's gonna help detoxify the body. So if you stick with those non-negotiables and you continue to go in and train and break a sweat, and I don't mean having to do what you and I do every day, 20 to 30 minutes at the bare minimum, 3 to 4 days a week is fine if your schedule gets crazy. And then making sure that you're walking, you're focusing on your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which technically is a term called NEAT. Getting out there, walking, moving, sweating, walking your dog, all these things are fantastic. And if you stick with those non-negotiables, I feel like you're gonna be going through the holidays and into the New Year's feeling pretty good about yourself, not saying, oh my God, I gotta climb myself out of this quicksand.
I always think about moderation. So you're going to eat certain things in the holidays, right? So obviously the choices we make will dictate how we look and how we feel. So in moderation and plan it out. So if you're going to a holiday party, you don't have to eat everything in sight, but you can, indulge in certain things.
100%.
But that's why I always say if anyone's going on a program, write your goals down. I'm sure everyone's wrote their goals down for January 1st and said, okay, look back at that if you can. Usually it's in our phone. Did you accomplish those things? Did you gain weight since the last holiday? Because people are like, I can't believe in college, it's 10 years later, I gained 40 pounds. Well, average weight gain around the holidays is 4 to 5 pounds.
Easily
cumulative over like
10 years, it's going to be
there's the 50 pounds that you
100%.
had. So like Don said, you're almost in like a survival mode, so to speak, of like, I don't want to get worse, but I'm going to hang in there. But you could get better if you plan it out. If you continue to eat your meals and, like Don said, stay active and stuff, you have a better chance of remaining the same or even getting in better shape than going into January 1 if that's your goal to create the new you. Right?
Yeah, listen, I mean, there are certain non-negotiables, like I keep saying, but there isn't any reason why you can't go and you can't enjoy a little bit. And I find that at those off days, those random Tuesday nights that you might be home with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, just hanging with your dogs, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna open a bottle of wine or I'm gonna open that pint of ice cream. it's not the time, right? And should you be, and you know what I can't stand a lot of these tabloids? They're like, oh, you know, F that, and you should be able to have the cake, eat the cake, like rebel. And I'm like, no, like it's that attitude which gets us into this unhealthy lifestyle. We start feeling poorly about ourselves.
It's habit.
Right, and what's the goal, guys? I mean, think about it. Your goal right now, if it's not to get, you know, stage ready, is to look better naked, to have a high level of energy, and to be happy and to wake up every day and feel good about yourself. And when you start doing these things that you and I enjoy, and we enjoy it more than most because we don't overdo it. So when we go and we have a meal, we're psyched about it. When we go and we have a couple of drinks, we're excited about it because we felt like we put our time in and we deserve it.
And you know, 100%, it's also better health, right? I mean, you want better health. So if you're planning on doing a program January 1st, then get that program together for December. Maybe start trying it out a little bit. Maybe start acclimating yourself to some of the exercises and stuff like that. But I don't think that the holidays, obviously, I know it's not an excuse to get worse. Get better.
And there's things with meal delivery too. Like you've done it. Like prep. Like guys, I stopped prepping. Like my body is in top shape right now. I stopped meal prepping a year ago. I have a food delivery service that sends food to me 3 days a week. It's delicious. They rotate foods every season, and I'm getting different macronutrients that I would normally get in, opposed to me just cooking broccoli all year long. Now they're implementing in different sources, and there's easy ways that you think would be costly. At the end of the day, if it costs you a little bit more money for convenience and consistency, isn't that worth it? Like, wouldn't you pay an extra $100 a week to be more consistent and healthier?
Goes to saying plan.
Yeah.
When you plan, you're going to be successful. If you don't plan, you're going shopping on a, you know, and you're hungry, you're going to grab something that's not so healthy for yourself.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And there's little things that you can do. Like you were just talking about ice cream. If you're going to eat the cake, don't have the ice cream. If you're going to have like a pumpkin spice, have almond milk instead of whole milk. I mean, at the end of the week, you might save yourself 3,000 to 4,000 calories by making small,
better quality of food too, which is going to go a long way. And you know, I think those are the things that you guys really have to think about.
Take a picture of yourself. This is what I tell them: take a picture of yourself right now, put it on your phone, and look at it every day. And that will deter you from making the wrong choices.
And one little trick for those of you going out to a holiday dinner or a holiday party, and they're going to be serving food there, always have a meal beforehand. Like this is health 101 here. Like if I have a dinner I'll make up a steakhouse at Sparks in the city, and it's a holiday dinner at 7:30, I'm having a meal at around 4:35. And why? I want to maintain blood sugar levels. My goal is to go and still enjoy the steak, or maybe some cream spinach or some potatoes or something that might be a little off the plan but are still nutritious. But I don't want to be grabbing into that bread basket. I don't want to be having that cocktail and then it hitting me out of the gate and I'm feeling a little bit more buzzed. At least I'm going to dinner, my blood sugar levels maintain. I'm going to absorb if I'm having a cocktail, mix water in between drinks, and just do it in moderation. Feel good the next day.
Same as like Uncle Giuseppe's, one of the greatest supermarkets in the
best.
world. I'll have a protein shake before I go in there.
Oh yeah.
Because I know the samples that they're giving out and everything else. It's the little things, but
dangerous.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Saladino.
Frank. I'm honored.
Frank Sepe from Muscle Fitness.
There aren't a lot of pre-workouts out there that are designed for that cross-functional athlete. So when you begin training, you need energy, and that's why we've included caffeine anhydrous. In phase 2, your body's demanding ATP. So we've included creatine HCl, and once you're moving, we want to keep it that way. So we've added FitNox to improve performance. We're really dedicated to providing pre-workout options for everyone, for every goal.